Two Somerset pubs, which had to close after COVID scares, are back in business again today. The landlord of one of them has told the BBC that a customer who tested positive for the disease then tested negative 2 days later. Public health officials say it doesn't necessarily mean that the first test was wrong. Our Somerset correspondent Clinton Rogers has the story.
So two pubs in Burnham that shut after COVID scares are today back in business. The landlord of the Somerset and Dorset says the customer here, who got a positive result from a home test, then tested negative 2 days later.
Speaking to the girl in question, what she was told to do when she went for the test at Western, the second one, was totally different to the way she'd done it at home. So I think that needs to be driven across.
We are going to have to get used to living with this virus.
But Somerset's Director of Public Health has told me that the differing results don't necessarily mean that the first test was wrong.
It would be perfectly normal to see a positive result on a test first and then a few days later see a negative result. That just means that potentially somebody had COVID at the beginning and then a few days later they're starting to get over the disease.
Locals here, though, are just happy that the pub is back in business.
I think he's got to take, he's got to be sensible, that's all it is.
I'm always here drinking all the time, so it's not a problem.
And the COVID issue doesn't bother you?
No, not at all.
Across town, the first pub in Burnham to close after a customer there tested positive a week ago, today opened its doors for the first time.
We were going to open on a Friday and then decided that it probably was best to open on a quieter day, so that we can make sure that all our social distancing is adhered to and people get used to it before the weekend.
All of this is proof, if it were needed, that COVID is still out there. But as lockdown eases, do we need to get used to more local flare-ups?
The virus has not gone away, and we need to maintain our proper infection control measures, especially when we're mingling with other human beings. Wearing face masks in crowded places, in indoor settings, would be a very good idea, in addition to socially distancing and hand washing.
For a business that's already lost £250,000 to COVID, it's just happy that the customer and all staff have now tested negative. Now it just wants people back through the doors. Clinton Rogers, BBC Points West, Burnham-on-Sea.